Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm only joking. Okay, so in this tutorial I am showing you this beautiful set that I created today. Oh my god, literally obsessed with this set of nails. This set was inspired by the amazing Liz Guild. My client came with one of her sets, but I didn't want to do exactly the same, and then she showed me another set that she liked, so we sort of combined the two and then added a little something else so that it was a bit different. So I've already gone in and prepped the nails, applied the tips, applied my acid bonder, and then on the middle finger I went in with Neo Nails Rose Glow Acrylic and just did a full nail with that. Then on the on the ring finger here, I'm just going to be doing a block nail. So I went in and created a sort of triangle with the rose glow again. Then I'll let that set and then I'll come back to that one. Then on this one, I'm doing a glitter fade. So I've applied a small bead of acrylic at the cuticle and just faded that up towards the free edge. And now I'm going in with a glitter mix that I made myself, and I'm just applying that using a small wet bead of clear acrylic. And the clear acrylic I'm using is a new acrylic that I got today, and it is the Glitterbells clear acrylic. This is so nice to work with and it sets so nicely. It doesn't set too quick and it doesn't set too slow, and it is crystal clear. I love it. So on the pinky, I'm just going in with a full glitter nail. Once again, just using a small bead of the clear acrylic. Do excuse me that, I couldn't figure out if it was picking up the acrylic or not. So I'm just applying that thinly because I am going to go in and encapsulate this in clear. Just realised I said wasn't sure if it was picking up the acrylic. I was meant to say not sure if it's picking up the glitter. So moving on swiftly, I'm just going to go ahead and encapsulate the index finger and the pinky. Then on the thumb, I'm going to do a glitter fade, just like the index finger, which will be shown in a moment. So I'm just going to encapsulate the pinky using Glitterbells again. Then I will jump back in a minute when I move on. Back to the colour block nail. Now that that's set, I'm just going to go in with a 100 grit hand file, and I'm just going to file the edges of that triangle just to make sure it's nice and even on both sides, and also make sure that the lines are nice and crisp. Then I'm going to go in with CJP Snow White, and I'm just going to apply the next part of the colour block. I do drain the back of my bead a little bit just so it's not so runny. Don't worry about going over that nude colour, because when you start filing, that will all disappear and leave a nice beautiful nail. So I'm just applying that, making sure it's nice and neat. Then if I need to put any more acrylic anywhere else, I'll just go ahead and apply some more. You also want to make sure that you don't do this too thick, because you don't want it to be really, really thick nail, but you want to make sure that you do it thick enough because you are going to file it, and then if you're not encapsulating it, it's going to be too thin. So do make sure if you are going to encapsulate it, it doesn't matter if you do it a bit thinner, but if you're not encapsulating it, make sure that you get your apex in there. So back to onto the thumbnail, I'm going to go in with the rose glow again and just blend that down towards the free edge, and then apply the glitter using acrylic and feather that down towards the cuticle, and then I'll let that set and I will go back in and encapsulate it. Also, the brush that I'm using is the CJP Liz Guild brush, and as you all know from previous tutorials, I absolutely love this brush, definitely worth getting. I am going to order a new one just for backup because I do go through brushes quite quickly. So here I'm just going back in with my hand file and just refining those edges. And then I'm going to go in with the glitter that I've used on the previous nails. And I'm just going to apply that using a small wet bead of acrylic. And for this part, you want to take it up to meet the edge of the white line that we did. So it's sort of like as if you were doing a fishtail plait nail. And you just want to get that right up as close as possible. And then I'm going to encapsulate that part using the Glitterbells clear acrylic. Then I will let that set and I'll jump back in a minute. Going back in with my hand file, just refining those sharp edges because I want them nice and crisp. Then I'm going to go in with the Neo Nails Rose Glow. I've sat for ages trying to figure out how to explain this part, but I can't. I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to let you watch. And then I did go in with some of the glitter that I used on the previous nails. And I applied that to the last part of the colour block, which you will see in a minute because I've left a picture just so that you can see it because my camera didn't record it. Annoying. Then once they were all set, I went in with my hand file and just filed all those nails and refined the shape and made sure that the apex and everything was in place. I did use my e-file on the ring finger just to take off some of that bulk, but then I did go in with my hand file. Then once I was happy with all the shapes and stuff, I went in with a white buffing block just to smooth over the surface of the nail. I then went in with some CJP top gloss and applied that to all of the nails. I then got my client to place their hands under my LED lamp for 1 minute. Then once they were cured, I wiped over the middle finger with some cleanser because we did go in and add some Swarovski crystals, but I forgot to press record. So I just cleansed over the nail because if you don't do this, when using this Chiara Sky base coat as a glue, it will just slide everywhere. So just make sure that you cleanse over that nail. Then I applied the crystals, let that set, and I went back in with my top gloss on that middle finger and just applied that around the crystals just to give it some extra support to make sure that they stay put. Cured that for a further minute. Once they were cured, I let them cool down for a minute, then I applied my CJP Floral Blast Cuticle Oil. And then that is the finished look, guys. I'm absolutely obsessed with this set, so I hope you liked it. I'm really, really proud of how these turned out. Thank you all for watching. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed, please click subscribe. And I will see you all in my next tutorial. Bye.